It's Reclamation Day! So here we are finally in the vault. I've created my character. I've been berated by the Overseer over the intercom about probably having drank a little bit too much at the party last night, and I've overslept a little bit. So here we are waking up in our room. There's a few items in this room that you can interact with, including the bed, in case you want to go back to sleep and just say, screw this. Which you would get an experience bonus if you did go back to sleep, but we're not going to do that. So we're going to go to the terminal. On this terminal, there are a couple of messages that you can read at your leisure, if you so choose to, or not. There is also a holotape. And this holotape is, of course, a minigame called Nuka Tapper. That's right, you can play Nuka Tapper right here at the beginning of the game. I did not choose to do so. You'll also notice that on the desk there are, and around the room, there are several items that you probably normally would be able to interact with anywhere else, but here you can't. What was it? Oh yeah, more stuff you can't interact with. But of course you do have to go get your Pip-Boy, which is stored in the wall, of course, because where else would you put a Pip-Boy? Once you pick up your Pip-Boy, you can finally leave this area and get out into the vault, which is, of course, beautiful and immaculate, other than, of course, all the party supplies that are all over the place from the party last night. And you can spend as much time as you want in this vault exploring. You can't open the doors, which is unfortunate. But the one thing that you're really going to discover that is super cool is you can pop balloons. And sometimes there's confetti. Yay! Super cool, right? But as I said, most of the things in this vault you can't interact with. So you follow the objective markers, some Vault Boy cutouts, and you go on to these informational areas that tell you a little bit about the world that you're going into. You pick up a few items here and there, so on and so forth. The robots have a little bit of a spiel that they give you if you choose to actually sit there and listen to it, or not. One of the things about Fallout 76 that is different from every other Fallout game is that it is multiplayer. So it's introduced emotes. So here you can see I am emoting no to clearly and concisely express my intense desire to not pick up that hat, because I just don't want that hat. And then I go on and I pick up my camp.
Remember one of Vault-Tec's many mottos. Hard work is happy work.
This portion, of course, you will be pretty familiar with if you've ever played a Fallout game before. This is what makes you special. Take your time reading everything and all that other good stuff, as much time as you like. There is, of course, strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck, just like before. I have decided that I am going to do a strength build with this character, and I am going to just melee my way through the game. Melee is really good. You kill big baddies with melee that you wouldn't necessarily be able to kill with ranged weapons. So that's what I decided to do. From this point, of course, you go on to the actual exit of the vault. At this point, you triumphantly emerge from the vault into this world of Fallout.
Goodbye. Aloha. Ciao. Arrivederci. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Vaya con Dios. Buen viaje.
Probably should have said adios, not vaya con Dios, but you know, that's probably a reference to how much you're going to die later on. Now, this is actually probably one of the cooler things about this game that I like. You take selfies whenever you want. You can take pictures, so on and so forth, and it incorporates those pictures into your loading screens. So the game is more a part of your adventures in this world than it has been previously. So upon exiting the vault, you have completed the quest Reclamation Day. Congratulations! And you're rewarded with nothing. You found the front door. Congratulations, you figured out how to get out of a place where there was only one exit. Now that's not to say that there is nothing out here, because of course if you go to the right out of the front door, you will find a corpse. A responder corpse. And he has, or she has, sorry, didn't mean to assume your gender, a pipe pistol and some rounds. And you of course immediately equip that pipe pistol because you're probably going to have to shoot stuff out here. Continuing on down the stairs, you run into Pennington, who is not a non-player character for whatever reason. That, I don't know, definition. Pennington tells you about the Overseer, a holotape, and you're introduced to the first portion of the quest, First Contact. So following this quest, you continue down these steps and you find another corpse, a responder corpse. On this corpse there's a note from Maria, who is apparently a responder, and a machete. This machete is definitely going to be handy later on. At the bottom of these stairs you run into two Mark Zero Liberators. These guys are not really terribly dangerous, and they're really not difficult to defeat, but I, of course, being the expert video game player that I am, have a little bit of difficulty dispatching these guys. And now I'm out of ammunition. Oh, but wait, I've got that great machete. So here we go, I'm gonna go just smash this thing in the face and destroy it. One shot. So here, of course, we have some propaganda off these guys. These guys are actually little Chinese propaganda bots who are spreading propaganda around West Virginia. And of course, if you haven't noticed already, loot everything. At the beginning anyway. Now this little spot is kind of interesting. Got a little treehouse. Squirrel. Squirrel bits. Chicken. No, yeah. Okay. Missed the chicken. That's okay. I'll get him later. So here in this treehouse, at the very top, there is a banjo, and you can play the banjo. And if you do play the banjo for long enough, you will get a well-tuned bonus. This is an AP bonus, regeneration rate, if you're into that sort of thing. Kind of useful. Of course, it's really dark, and it's kind of hard to see me. But I did notice that I forgot to put on my glasses, which how could I see this whole time without my glasses on? So, of course, I put on my glasses. And there I am, gazing longingly out into the West Virginia territory. So the path here is really easy to follow and pretty hard to get lost here. So at this point, I'm going to skip ahead to the Overseer's camp. And like magic, here we are, finally, at the Overseer's camp. Now here in the Overseer's camp, you have a few things that you can use. A couple of crafting stations, such as the weapons workbench, the armor workbench, and a My Stash box. Your My Stash box is connected to every other My Stash box in the rest of the game. There's also an Overseer's cache. Inside the Overseer's cache is the Overseer's log, which is a holotape that you can listen to if you so choose. The other thing that you picked up here, if you noticed, is up in the right hand corner there is a miscellaneous quest, or 2 miscellaneous quests. 1, craft a piece of armor, and 2, craft a weapon.
What I can confirm is hostile territory.
There's also a plan for a metal bed here that will come in handy when you set up your camp later on to make it look a little bit nicer. And some duct tape, ball peen hammer, and of course pick up everything inside of this toolbox.
All built with the camp. You need a home base out there. The construction and assembly mobile platform is designed to give you one. Just add resources, planning, and a little elbow grease. When you move your camp, everything you've built is stored, ready to be placed back down in the new area. Use this to establish a foothold whenever you're in unfamiliar territory. I've left my camp.
So you might have noticed the Starlit Sniper hat that I have there in headwear. That is something that you purchase in the Atomic Shop, and of course it is a cosmetic item outfit for you, or part of an outfit for you, to put over everything else and make you look kind of cool. So here you actually craft and modify armor. You have condition, as you can see on the left side there, which indicates that these items can break, and of course you will have to repair them. As I said, you can also modify items here at this workbench, but in order to unlock those modifications you actually have to pick up and scrap armor that you find out in the world. Now this is easier said than done because armor does not drop very often. So every opportunity that you get, make sure that you pick up that armor so that you can scrap it. Weapons are the same deal. They do have a condition, they will break, you will have to repair them, and there are mods, but you don't have them. And in order to get them, you have to pick up and then scrap weapons. Now, you do get a lot of weapons in this game, so mods for weapons unlock pretty quickly. Now, of course, after you complete these 2 miscellaneous quests, the next thing to do is First Contact, the very next mission, the only mission that you have, which is to follow behind the Overseer, which is pretty much the majority of the main quest. It's just following after the Overseer, and you're going to go to Flatwoods. So rather than go through the rest of all of this, we're just going to go ahead and skip on to the next section. And here we are at the Responders Chapel. So this is the first civilized area that you actually see something that the Responders have done. This is sort of a little merchant outpost that they've set up. There is an Overseer's cache, which has another holotape that you could listen to, or not, and a bunch of other goodies that you should probably pick up. So in this beautiful, immaculate church, which I'm being sarcastic of course, there are a bunch of dead bodies all over the place. Basically everybody in this game is dead. They're all dead. Everybody's dead. This over here is a responder corpse. This guy's definitely got a little bit more of a colorful outfit on. Maybe one of the more organized responders. And some other corpses with some things to maybe pick up.
Before they were wiped out, the survivors called themselves the Responders. Looks like they were made of firefighters, police,
And Raider corpses.
medical staff.
So obviously there was some kind of a throwdown here. These guys just messed each other up, and everybody's dead now. There's another raider corpse over here on the stairs that you can go through stuff and pick up, well, grenades, because that's what most of these raiders actually have on them, is just grenades. And there's a little bench here where you can scrap the stuff that you've been picking up, which is useful because scrapping items actually makes them weigh less. The individual items, individual scrap materials actually weigh less than the item itself. So that's a nice little thing.
Lost to time. I thought we should preserve this history somehow. I've decided to ask people to record their thoughts, their stories, anything they want to preserve forever. I'll call this series the Survivor Stories. I'll start with me. I was an anthropology PhD student at Vault-Tec University, final year. I was printing my thesis when I heard the sirens. I thought for sure my father, a Vault-Tec employee, could take us all with him, but
Rad Roach.
My little brother went to the vault. They could not persuade me, though they tried. In the end, I pushed them inside it, and that was it. After that, I went back home to Charleston, and, well...
And that is everything in the church. Really exciting, I know. Really, really super exciting. Nice little view up here. Kind of a nice little, yeah, thing, whatever. Anyway, and we go on.
I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything.
There is another survivor tape up there. You find a few of those here in Flatwoods, which lore stuff. You learn some things about this character or that character that is now dead. The Protectron that I just passed, who's talking in the background there, is actually also a trader, so you can sell stuff to him for caps and so on and so forth, which is useful. And he has some nice things for sale, plans, mods, aid items, and so on and so forth.
I'm sorry about everything. My dad said if I wasn't this way, the bad things wouldn't happen. I haven't seen Daddy since the bombs, and I guess he left because of that too. It's okay. I'm trying to be good now, though.
So we've done all that, and now there is a new objective marker over here. This is the responders self-check-in, self-registration area. This starts the responder type quest chain, which is interesting and something to do in this new Fallout world. Okay, so now that you are a responder, the first task that you're given is to find this person who presumably is alive, but of course they're dead. Rock. Okay, jumped. Yeah, there we go. And here is the dead responder, because of course they're dead. You pick up a holotape, and you get the next portion of the quest. You have a water testing kit, and you're supposed to test some water. So you go to the dirty water, you collect some dirty water, which apparently is actually an optional portion, but I didn't think so. And of course, it says that I have to test the water now, so I assumed, logically, of course, that I had to taste the water. So here I am looking through my inventory, trying to find this sample water that I'm supposed to taste, and failing, of course, because it's not in there. And eventually, I figure that out.
Didn't make it, and we holed up in a house in town for a while.
Eventually.
Bit, I was able to solder the circuitry in an old radio, and we tuned into a broadcast from the responders.
Yeah. See, there I go. I figured it out. Okay. So now I'm going to go to this objective point off here in the distance. That is supposedly the next place that I have to go.
The kids and I ran into a group of assholes in the mountains who stole our food and water.
And potatoes.
To tell you how
I'm going to pick these up because, you know,
find the
potatoes.
in Flatwoods. Tents for everyone, open kitchens, medical supplies, protection. We were safe. They had a problem, though. Their water sources were contaminated heavily. People were boiling water, but not long enough to...
And here we are, finally at the quest objective, and I'm going to test this water coming out of this water pump.
I'll build a testing kit to monitor the contamination, and I will teach folks how to properly boil water. And I did. The world is
Mole rat,
better.
and swing and a miss.
We need to make
Gotcha.
sure it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to eat you later.
It's going to take time and care, that's all. Well, time, care, and
So the final quest objective actually takes you back to the church. Because, why not? That's what quest objectives do, right? They take you back to where you started. I do have to say, it's really nice of them to put that very clear sign there that says analyze next to this very high-tech looking water sample analyzing computer. And away we go to the next part of the quest. Alright, so the next portion of this quest chain is the introduction to the cooking system in this game. We're going to use the cooking station at the Overseer's camp, so here we go. So for this part of the quest, you're going to take 2 dirty water and 1 wood, and you're going to make boiled water. Boiled water is used for some juices, and that's pretty much it. There's some teas and some other recipes and things, so on and so forth, that you unlock, find recipes for later on throughout the world, but that's it. I did, in my adventuring, pick up some other meats and other goodies that I am using here that you can see, making some different types of foods. These foods give you stat bonuses here and there. If you pay attention to that, that can be helpful. It also gives you experience, of course. Not a whole lot of experience, but experience is experience, and progress is nice. So now we've completed that part, and we are supposed to go back to the responders self-check-in section area building and check back in. So we're going to skip ahead and skip the travel, and I will see you there. Alright, so here we are, finishing off strong. We are back at the responders self-registration area building thing. And we're going to run in here and we're going to finish Thirst Things First. Now when you do this, of course, you get the follow-on quest, because there is almost always a follow-on quest, which is Second Helpings. Second Helpings has an optional objective which you can complete right here at this terminal by searching for Delbert Winters in the database. So don't just run away too quickly, just go ahead and pop back into this terminal and search for Winters Delbert right there. Now these quest rewards here are quest rewards for the quest Thirst Things First. Got some plans in there which are super awesome for settlement stuff. Really do like the settlement building stuff. Really can't wait to get into that episode, which maybe the next episode, we'll see. But I will actually go ahead and call this an episode. It's actually starting to rain here a little bit in West Virginia. Beautiful, beautiful sunset. Almost as if Fallout itself is saying, you know what, the day's over, day's done, time to just turn in and, you know, just be done. So, if you actually made it to the end of this sort of kind of long video, thank you very much. Thank you. It's a lot of fun playing video games, of course, and it's a lot of fun making videos about video games. So this is my first episode. If you like this, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Leave some comments below, and I will see you next time.